Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day so far. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Katie. So today's video is going to be a collab with one of my dear friends on Booktube, who I just thoroughly enjoy her. I thoroughly enjoy her content, and it's Heather from Heabooktubes. Now, if you watch her, you know that she's sarcastic, she's funny, she has a lot of recommendation videos. I just love her thought process, the way she thinks. I feel like her and I are very similar because I'm a very sarcastic person. We decided we wanted to do a little collab together, and I don't know, I just really enjoy her and I really wanted to work with her. So I'm gonna put her channel down below. Please go subscribe to her. She's so close to 1,000 subscribers. I want her to get there because I freaking enjoy her. But anyway, so basically what this video is, we decided to pick each other's books. Now, we picked 2 books for each other, and it's basically a way for us to get the other person to maybe change their mind on a trope. Nobody can really fully change their mind, but maybe be open more to it, and you know, our favorites of a trope they don't like, and then pick a book that we think that they're really gonna like. The books I picked for her, one of them is not really a good reason, but the other one is. So she loves reverse harem, and I don't know, I just felt like she was gonna really freaking like this book. So Reverse Harem is a favorite of hers. She said she loves enemies to lovers, but it's like a kind of a, not really slow burn kind of moment. But this one, I felt like it was perfect. Flock by Stewart. Now, I want to tell you something. I haven't talked about this book because I haven't really been doing reading updates because I haven't. But if you want to know my thoughts and reading updates, let me know. So I picked this book for her because it wasn't my fave, and the only reason why is I don't really want to give this away. If you've never read Flock by Stewart, go ahead and skip this one part. But there's a polyamorous relationship, and I don't like a polyamorous relationship. Not that I think it's gross or wrong, or, you know, I don't judge people. If that's your thing, cool. Like I've said, and I just did my least favorite tropes, my video just before this, and I don't know, I like the jealousy moment. I like it, you know, nobody could touch her but me moment. I like that, I do. And I feel like sometimes in a polyamorous relationship, it's not like that. So I felt like the plot is so interesting. It's been a long time since I've read a book like Flock. It's a lot of mystery around it, and I won't even really get into the plot just because it's very mysterious. And basically it's about this girl who has to work at her dad's factory for a year, and she's in this town and she has to work at her dad's factory for this year. She meets a guy, and he's very mysterious, and he's got a lot of stuff going on that she doesn't know about. Of course, he's charismatic, whatever. So she meets his friends, and I really don't want to get into it, but it's very, very good. It gives me not really Credence, because Credence is nothing like this, except for a few things, but vibes, you know, same energy as Credence, I feel, except for there's no really age gap, forbidden moment. But I don't know, I just feel like I get that vibe, a Credence, same energy, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like she would really, really like that, just because I don't feel like she has no problem with polyamorous relationships in books. So, and then also I picked, this one has no good reason, honestly, but I picked Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. The only reason why I picked it is because she's not the biggest fan of Penelope Douglas. She's read Bully and she's read Birthday Girl, and they were not her faves. And I'm not saying she doesn't hate Penelope Douglas. Penelope Douglas is my favorite author. Love her. But I want to change her mind. I want her to change her mind, because Punk 57 is an enemies to lovers. There's a little bit of a slow burn, I feel, a little bit. It's also got a second chance moment. I don't know. It's not really, I don't think, a typical second chance, but it's kind of a second chance moment. I really, really, really wanted her to read that book. I hope that she likes it. Go watch her video to figure out if she liked the books that I picked for her. Go watch it. So the books that she picked for me are Little Dove by Layla Frost, and then Resurrection, and I don't know how to say her last name. Siobhan Davis. If you've seen my video about Cruel Intentions and my thought on that bully romance, you know she is not my favorite author. I was not gonna give her another chance. I told myself I will never read another book by this author. Never in my life will I read another book by this author. But Heather was like, okay, you need to read this book. I'm like, okay, wait, I'll read it. And so Little Dove has got daddy kink. So if that is something you're not interested in, I'll do Little Dove first. So we can talk about Little Dove, and it's got an age gap, which I love age gap. So that's one of the reasons why she picked that for me. Not because I'm like obsessed with daddy kink, but because I love age gap. This would be my only second daddy kink book that I've ever read. And I can kind of get into that whenever I talk more about the book. But, and then also Resurrection by Sophie and Davis. Now, here's the thing. It's reverse harem, but it's also bully. So she's like, maybe you could enjoy this because it's reverse harem and bully, and we know I love a bully romance. But anyway, this has been the longest intro. I apologize for that. Let's get to it. Like I said, for me, she picked me, I can't talk, but for me, she picked Layla Frost. What is wrong with me? Little Dove by Layla Frost. And then also Resurrection by Siobhan Davis. Now, I'm going to talk about Little Dove first. If you're not into daddy kink, which I know is a very specific taste, I'll put the timestamp right here when I start talking about Resurrection. So if you don't know about what daddy kink is, it's not necessarily like what you think it would be. It's not like, oh, I don't even want to say this out loud because it just icks me out, but it's not like you're obsessed with like a dad, like your dad or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, like, it's not like that, like a forbidden moment. It's basically, daddy kink is where the man wants to take care of the girl in any way possible, wants to take care of her. Not necessarily like, let me just, you know, put on your shoe, or like, you know, not necessarily like a daddy would. Like, it's not like baby talk or anything weird, like where he's like pretends that's his daughter. Like, it's not like that. It's mainly where the man just wants to take care of the girl in any way, shape, or form, and just make the decisions. It's kind of like a submissive dom kind of relationship. I don't feel like I'm describing this well, but yes, it's on the same like kind of submissive dom kind of spectrum. But anyway, so that is your short little lesson on daddy kink, okay? But, so this book is daddy kink. Oh, it starts out with Juliet and Maximo. So Juliet is 17 whenever it starts out with, don't stop, keep listening. But she's 17 whenever they first meet, and he is a big, you know, crime lord kind of guy. It's set in Vegas, so he owns like casinos, but he also has got some other kind of like organized crime moment. And her dad is a fighter. They live in like a very like poverty pretty much because her dad is a gambler. Her dad like loses all the money. So Maximo, so he ends up throwing a fight, and this affects Maximo. So he goes and he just basically says, bye daddy. And he takes her with him. Now, there's no like captive like sexual moment in this book. Like, it's not like that. He basically takes her to protect her, and she sees him and she does get attracted to him, but it's not like, she's in a very good position. He gets her in a nice room, a nice life, like everything's good, like helps her graduate high school, like all of these things. And he really like, you know, takes care of her before the whole daddy kink comes in, because she's only 17. So it's not like a bad moment. And whenever she's 18, it's on. And she wants him, you know? It's not like where he forces himself on her. So I really liked it. I thought it was good. The age gap moment was good. The only thing that really like cringed me out is because I'm still new to daddy kink. So there's still times where I'm like, ugh. And I barely can even say this out loud because it just icks me out. But like 25% of the way through, he's like, you need a daddy bad. Ah! I'm about die when I read that! Like, I literally was like, oh my God! But the rest of it is not like as weird. I don't know why that one like way that it was said just kind of like got me. But I was like, oh no, no, no. But She does call him daddy the whole rest of the book. It's good. I really just liked it. I love the age gap moment. I love that Juliet's got her own thing. Like, she's very, and he calls her deaf. Juliet's got her own thing. Like, she's kind of a stronger character, but you know, even though she's only 18, I just thought it was really cool. Like, I really just liked it. It's not something I've ever read before. And even though I've ever read before, I would give it only 4 stars, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there were some points where it dragged on a little bit, but I thought it was just really good in general. But other than that, like, I don't know, I thought it was good. I will say that I did enjoy it. The daddy kink I'm still getting into a little bit. I don't think it's ever gonna be my favorite trope, but it's gonna be something that I can enjoy from time to time. Like, it's like a little acquired taste moment. But yes. Okay, so Little Dove, loved. Thank you, Heather, for picking that out for me. Now, then, I feel like she's not gonna like the book I picked out for her because she's so against Penelope Douglas. Because I feel bad now because I liked both of the books. Oh, shoot, I just gave it away. Okay, next one is Resurrection by Sophie and Davis. Now, we know I hated Cruel Intentions by Sophie and Davis. We know this. Terrible. One of the worst books I've ever read. Hated the book. Now, I'll give you the synopsis first before I tell you why I thought this one was better. So it is a reverse harem. So it starts out with Harlow, and her dad dies in a car accident. So that same day she goes and tries to find her boyfriend. There's 2 gangs, well 3 gangs technically within this town that she's in, but she goes and tries to find her boyfriend. He's at a rival gang's house and he's actually cheating on her at the moment. So she's like, F this guy. This is the same day she finds out her dad died, which she's very close to her dad. So she's trying to escape her boyfriend, not like she's afraid of him or anything, but she just wants like, get out of my face. So she ends up getting in the room with the junior chapter of the Sainthood, which is 4 guys. And they say, you know, nothing is free, babe. So her dude is like banging on the door, and then the leader of the Sainthood is like, get out of here. And in order for her to like kind of feel like she paid, is she has a, it's like foursome, kind of 5-some, because it's the 4 guys. 1 guy doesn't really join in. And let me just tell you, I never thought I could enjoy that sort of moment as much as I did. I just thought it was so like, I don't know. But anyway, so the problem is where it gets kind of like, is it's taped. And they send it to her ex-boyfriend who they know it's gonna make him mad. And so he ends up sending it all over. She gets kicked out of her school. And then she has to go to another school, which ends up the Sainthood ends up transferring to that school too. I don't want to say too much more. It's a very involved plot. But basically, the Sainthood ends up living with her, moving into her house. There's a lot going on because there's like gang violence, there's gang stuff going on. And it's just, I don't know, I really liked it. I really did. I did not want to like this. I did not expect to like this. I didn't want to like this. But I did. Reason being is because I feel like everything I hated about Cruel Intentions, this book was not. It did it well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it has the same sort of like structure. I feel we have the 4 guys, we have the girl who's very strong, but I feel like in the way that it was contrived and kind of trying too hard in Cruel Intentions, it wasn't that way. So in Cruel Intentions, it felt like, okay, this is not whatever, she doesn't do this, she doesn't ride a motorcycle, like it's too much. But this one, it just made so much sense to me. You find this out, but she has a reason for being very trained. She's very well trained in all different types of like combat and things of that sort, and self-defense, things of that sort. And oh my god, I say things of that sort so many times. I realized that in one of my videos, I took it out like 5 times. But anyway, she's very into that kind of stuff. And she's just very strong, but like not too much, like sex positive. I loved that about her. I love that she was like, no for the slut shaming. She said a big no, no, no for the slut shaming. There were times they'd be like, oh, you're a whore, you're this. And they're like, well, if I was a guy, would you say that to me? Oh, I slept with your boyfriend before they were together. I slept with your boyfriend. Are you calling him a whore? Like, very sex positive, and I love that about her. She took control of her own sex life. Nothing that she did with these guys was anything she didn't want to do. Like, she was all for it. And just the reason being why they had to be like a foursome type thing, 5-some type thing, is because they're in the gang and they don't want women to tear them apart, so they share. They only sleep with a girl once. But there's a whole reason why they are thrown into each other's lives. But I just loved her character. She wasn't too much. You know, I started the 2nd book and she's kind of getting on the too much scale, but she wasn't too much. She was just strong enough. She was just sex positive enough. She was just enough of everything. And I loved her character. I freaking just loved her. I loved how she was just very strong. I loved how she could take care of herself. I loved that about her. I loved her character. I just thought she was so good. This thing that I think the reverse harem made it work for me specifically was that there was a main guy. She does like sleep with the guys, all of them, but there is a main guy who she has a connection with, like a real connection with. And I like that because I felt like it wasn't too much switching around, developing relationships with different guys that didn't really go far. Like, I don't know, I really liked it. I thought that it was good. The only reason why I didn't give it 5 stars, I'll give it like a 4.9, 4.8 star. It's because just the reverse harem thing. It's just not for me. But it just worked for me. Everything just worked for me. I ate it up in one day. Everything it just kind of worked for me. I felt like I was like just on the edge of my chair. There were times I really hate the whole bully romance where like they hate her, she doesn't know why, it's a stupid reason. I hate that aspect, but I feel like there was times when it was like that, but then I think it changed. Like, I don't know, I really liked it. I thought that it was good. Thank you, Heather, for picking it out for me. If you like a reverse harem, dark bully romance, go ahead and pick up this book. I already started the second book. I'm gonna have to put it down because I've got some more books I need to read this week for another video I'm doing with another friend. But yes, I really like this book. I'm thinking about making this a series because I think it's fun. I love working with my friends and even people who I just respect and I just love their content and I think it's good and we can learn from each other. Everybody go look at Heather's channel, see if she liked the books that I picked out for her because I freaking love the books that I picked out for her. I thought they were so good and I'm just glad she picked these books out for me. I am a little bit more open to reverse harems and I learned more about my feelings about daddy kinks. Both of these books were very good. Check them out if you're at all interested, and like I said, go check out Heather's channel. That's gonna be it for me today. If you have any other books within those tropes that you think, hey, I need to read, go ahead and leave them down below. Leave them down below because I'm still trying to keep my mind a little bit open. This year I've said I'm gonna read a lot more types of books, different types of books, different tropes, because I feel like I kind of stick with my own thing, you know, but I want to do something different this year. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I hope y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.